that people get them, but as we know, there's been some, there's a lot of uncertainty. The expert panels of health, the health experts recommended against it for most of the population. Then they seem to be overruled by the political authorities. What is this doing to faith generally in, especially among those who aren't vaccinated, who don't trust the vaccines in the first place? What is it?
Get 200 megabit internet and advanced phone for $69.98 per month with over 99.9% network reliability. Call 833-919-2113. That's 833-919-2113.
Hi, I'm Jane King, and thank you for watching. This show is all about public, private, and blockchain companies. We bring you the innovators behind the companies making the headlines in that space. Some are sponsored, some are invited, all are curated and focused on telling you, the viewers, their story. Here we go. We're back with SpotemonGo CEO Rick Jackson to tell us about some updates. And Rick, I understand you had kind of an exciting thing, as SpotemonGo was a major sponsor for the Jake Paul Woodley fight. Can you tell me about that? I mean, that was a huge pay-per-view, right? With the biggest so far this year. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right. They were saying it'd probably be one of the biggest, but I heard the figures that it was the biggest.
Okay.
And so to be on the canvas and sponsoring the Ring Girls for such a major event that, went to millions and millions of homes was quite fantastic.
And then you've also been on an impressive list with some big stars as well. Talk about that and all these exciting things that you have going on.
Yeah, so we've hit the ground running, and I'm lucky I've got 30 years worth of business experience and credentials and networks. And so through that, we've been able to get to lots of meetings, and Corey's been in the US based, and he's met with, Manny Pacquiao and Wilder and Top Ring Boxing. And then of course that led to, the opportunity to sponsor Showtime pay-per-view. We're very happy that that's exposed our brand to the global market now.
Yeah, no, that's huge. What do you dislike about doing these deals, signing players, working on teams for the app? I mean, how does the whole process work, and what do you like and not like about it?
Well, I think Corey's got the fun part because he goes to all the red carpet events in the front row at the ringside and, gets the photo with the stars. And I do all the contracts and sit at home in COVID lockdown. So he's definitely got the best part of it. But look, there is some challenges with travel during these times. And actually, Corey would have been here today, except he's probably been caught up in that. We've been doing this for a long time. So we understand that negotiation can take time, and it's got to be a win for both parties. And sometimes it just doesn't work out for that one time. But if you have good relations, then there's always down the road. And that's always worked pretty well for us.
Yeah, no, that's actually excellent advice for anybody in business, because timing may not be right at that particular time, but if you have a good experience, it may make sense later down. So I think that's absolutely good advice. So now when people typically would go to a sporting event, there'd be a collectible. Do you plan on getting into anything like that?
Yeah, absolutely. So depending on the sport, we're looking at things like game day minting. So when you go to an event, you'll get a special NFT for that day, and you can only get it for that day. And so it may be available at the physical stadium, or it may be from your lounge room, watching Showtime or ESPN or one of those major sports networks. But it's only available for a short time, and we call that a limited mint period. And the moments, the magic moments and memories that are created on that day, captured in NFT, only available for a short time, straight into our app or on our website.
Okay, we'll look for that. Thanks. Good to see you again.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
PetVivo is an emerging biomedical device company focused on the licensing and commercialization of innovative medical devices for pets. And with me is CEO John Lai. John, welcome.
Thank you. It's a real pleasure to be here. Finally in person.
We've talked on Zoom so many times. And you just had a major milestone uplisting PetVivo to the NASDAQ. You've also got a new CFO, NASDAQ season. Talk to me about all these things that PetVivo has been doing lately.
Yeah, it's been an exciting 30, 40 days here. We gotten the uplift, we got tremendous more visibility, and our website has picked up tremendously in terms of viewerships. We have a very seasoned CFO. He was with another medical device company where it grew from 10 million market cap to 1.6 billion, beat 11 straight consecutive earnings estimates by Wall Street. So that's always a good sign to get somebody as seasoned as that.
Yeah, for sure. And you've been working in osteoarthritis for a number of years with canine, horses as well. What exactly is that? Explain that, and how's your treatment different?
Sure. So osteoarthritis is the wearing away of the cartilage. It degrades over time. It doesn't get any better. And what happens is when it starts to wear away, you get bone-on-bone contact. With that bone-on-bone contact, you get inflammation and pain. And it's a very large problem for dogs and horses. Our treatment is quite different in the approach. We identify that the bone-on-bone contact is the major cause, so we inject our particles in, which is naturally derived, and it's basically collagen, elastin, heparin, building blocks, there's structure of cartilage and tissue. So once it's injected into the joint, it acts and provides cushion between the bones. And given that the particles are wet and lubricious, it actually lubricates and keeps the joint cool, what natural cartilage would be doing. Yeah, so all the competitors are just focusing on symptoms, masking symptoms. How do I create a better NSAID? Because that's the gold standard treatment. You give a pill once or twice a day, and the dog doesn't feel any pain. And I would argue it actually leads to further damaging of the cartilage. Because a dog, if they feel pain, they won't jump. In certain situations, they'll jump when they don't feel the pain.
And the bones are still rubbing together.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you're actually fixing. Now, is that the spring treatment that I see on your website?
Yes.
So that's it. Okay.
Yes.
So, and that's basically what makes you different than other treatments.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. We call it spring with osteocushion technology. The osteocushion are the particles, and those particles have many applications for both humans and animals.
Now, how big of a problem is this for animals?
Well, in the United States, the market size is about 4.8 billion actually, and growing at 7% a year. So in terms of dogs, you're probably looking at 14, 15 million dogs a year that will have it. For horses, it's probably close to 1 million horses. So the population for dogs in the United States is about 65 million. And horses about 7.2 million.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like people are getting more animals.
Yes.
Adopted, especially during the pandemic, but even before that, like the pet industry was growing so much, so that you would kind of grow along with that, I would think.
Yeah, so, the demographic drivers in the marketplace are that less and less people are getting married, less and less people are having children, so their pets become their children, and it's called the humanization of the family pet.
The pet parent.
So they become part of the family, and people will spend whatever it takes to improve the quality of life of their pet, just like with their children.
Sure.
And you see that in the increase of per spending. So in 2012, when a pet owner decided the dollar amount they would end treatment would be about $1,700 in 2012. Today's $10,700 is the dollar threshold before they tell the vet, I don't want to provide any more treatment.
Wow, that's interesting. Now, I don't happen to have a pet.
Okay.
I would love one, but that's another story. But so what if I did and it was aging? Like, what would be the first steps I would take with your company?
Sure. Basically, the first point of diagnosis, the consumer will see the mobility of the animal diminish, the dog, and then they take it into the vet, and the vet generally will do a mobility test or do x-rays, and then they'll be able to identify, hey, the dog has osteoarthritis, the cartilage is wearing away, and you would ask the vet, what are my treatment options, and they generally would say, let's start an NSAID. But we're providing something probably costing about the same over an annual basis, something that doesn't have the negative side effects, but actually ends up providing pretty much instantaneous mobility increase and quality of life increase for the animal.
Mm-hmm. And would you ever have the opportunity to take this beyond dogs and horses?
Yes, so we were initially funded by NIH and DOD. So a lot of the work was done on the human side, and that's how we got into the animal side. Is when I joined the company, I said, we have a unique opportunity here that the FDA has declared our product as a device on the animal side. So we can go right in, on the human side, excuse me. So we can go right into the animal side without pre-clearance by the FDA. So we were able to commercially go right into the marketplace.
Yeah. Just real quick, does pet insurance cover this?
Yeah, it has been because we're declared as a veterinary device.
Okay.
And most insurance will cover devices.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you so much for coming in, and great to hear about PetVivo and all your success. Congratulations.
Thank you, Jane. It's a real pleasure.
Okay, and thank you as well. We'll be back.
Secure, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. Secure is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland, using military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. Secure is 100% private and does not collect or sell any of your personal data. Secure's HELIX technology connects you securely to our Swiss servers without the need of a VPN, guaranteeing privacy and security for all your communications. Secure Messenger doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. Chat by Invites allows you to chat privately and securely with anyone outside of your secure network without the need for others to download Secure. Secure Send offers you a private and secure way to email anyone outside of Secure. You won't find this level of privacy or security on any other email or instant messaging application. Visit secure.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
Welcome to New to the Street. I'm Anna Berry. Joining us is Elaine Guillai with GlobeX Data Limited, the leader in Swiss-hosted private and secure communications and data management. And Elaine is here with your weekly hack. When big tech says it's encrypted, it doesn't mean it's necessarily private or protected. Elaine, tell us why.
Thank you, Anna. Hello to all our viewers. Welcome. So yes, so when big tech talks about encryption, typically they talk about some out-of-the-box open source coding that's been around for decades already. So it's kind of like if the Coca-Cola formula have been leaked out 30 years ago and everybody knows how to recreate it or find the weak points in it. If you have the real Coca-Cola formula that hasn't been leaked, that is more of a higher encryption level. So out of the box, anybody can open. This is documented by the latest articles that came out about WhatsApp that is now basically hiring contractors to read all of people's content on WhatsApp. They also listen to it and they give it away to authorities and prosecutors and so forth. And I don't have a problem when the government is trying to find out if there's a bad person in society and they're trying to catch and prevent atrocities like what we unfortunately saw 20 years ago on 9/11. But the problem is that when you open that issue where millions of people can listen and read your content and they get paid to do so, you're going to have some leakage in there to hackers and bad actors. And this is the problem. Then that's when you get hacked right back into your phone. So encryption, the run-of-the-mill, out-of-the-box encryption is really useless.
Well, I know so many people use WhatsApp and everything's so politicized right now. So it's pretty scary where your information, what hands it might end up in. So tell me a little bit about how secure is different, especially how when you give your phone number to download an app, that is when the security breach can happen and you become vulnerable, but secure helps with that. That's exactly it. So if you notice, and I'm going to go right back to WhatsApp again, which is part of Facebook, obviously. So back in January, WhatsApp had a policy that basically you couldn't opt out of, that forced basically you to accept that all the data is going to Facebook. There was a backlash, and Signal started to come up in the ranking, which is another messaging and calling application. Eventually, WhatsApp, which is Facebook, it literally is on the application. When you open it, it says Facebook. I don't think people really realize that. When you use WhatsApp, you're giving your data to Facebook. That's a given. And now that we know that they can read the so-called encrypted messages and listen to everything, your entire life is now going to millions of people from India to China to God knows where they hire people for super cheap to transcribe all these things and send right back. So people thought Signal was going to be better, but Signal has the same issue. The problem is that when an application requires your phone number to open an account, that is the first big hole, essentially. This is where hackers come in. I can get a list of phone numbers for $20 from any of the big people. In fact, there was an article a few months ago, somebody with $15 was able to get all the phone numbers of AT&T customers, which is outlandish. They were able to somehow get that, and that's how millions of people get hacked. If I have your phone number, I can go to a very open website that teaches me how to hack you within a few minutes. So I go into your phone, because I got your phone number, I can basically download all your contacts and address book and also hack them as well. Thank you for joining us again on New to the Street.
Thank you, Anna. Thanks everyone for watching.
Enjoy the benefits of the world's first patented time-release hemp-based CBD topical cream. Hourglass has achieved increased topical bioavailability of cannabinoids that slowly release our CBD over an extended period of time. Hourglass is 99% CBD, THC-free, and lab-tested, and verified by scanning our QR codes. Visit hourglassonlinestore.com.
Akash Network is a marketplace for unused computer capacity. Welcome, Greg. And you're a seasoned developer, entrepreneur. You got 25 plus years of experience. So tell us a little bit about yourself, how you came up with the idea for Akash Network.
Thanks, Jen. To simply put, I build things for people that build things. Been a programmer for a little over 25 years, in which my last 15 years have been building tools for developers. My passion really began with a company I founded called Angel Hack that I created to take hackathons to masses, right? And I helped several companies there launch, a notable one being Firebase, which got acquired by Google and eventually became Google Cloud's most used database. And Angel Hack was really where I gained an incredible insight into understanding developers, more particularly on common problems, which happen to be deployment. Deployment means taking what you developed on your workstation and making it available to your users in a scalable and hopefully a simple way. And that problem was a common problem back then, even now, and founded a company, Overclock Labs, to solve this problem. So we created software to make applications or internet applications fast by going to the edge. And essentially, customers would deploy the software in their data centers. Data centers are these machines which house other smaller computers that serve the cloud. So our software made it extremely simple to use data centers. And while we were deploying, we discovered that most capacity in these data centers, somewhere north of 85% of capacity, remains unused for various reasons. And that's when the idea for a marketplace came about. And Akash Network was born with that intent to take that unused capacity, make it available in an open and a permissionless setting where the price is driven by the forces of demand supply in a free market setting.
Very interesting. It just makes everything more efficient. I mean, you're using what's already out there. And so, cloud computing power, I don't even know if the public realizes how much we use cloud. There's, Netflix and DoorDash, just about all these apps that we use. Of course, Amazon Web Services, Google, Microsoft Azure, all those very well known. I mean, how do you fit into all those traditional cloud services?
Great question. So cloud today is about $370 billion market. Essentially, if you think of cloud as the central fabric to our modern society, everything you and I do, all our data, all our compute is, stored on the cloud in some form, right? This cloud is essentially someone else's computer residing in machines like data centers. So Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and even Alibaba control up to 80% of this market, of this $370 billion market. And they do that by offering services that are simple for companies to use on a on-demand basis. So if you want a data center, you can go to these companies and rent them on demand. Whereas Akash takes a little different approach. Instead of owning our data centers, we go and tap into unused capacity. Like I said, 85% or so of capacity in 8.4 million data centers globally is unused. So we take this capacity and we offer a cloud that's designed around a modern developer, really putting developers in first. What that means is Akash developers set the price instead of companies setting their price like in your traditional cloud. So that creates a more equitable and more open system. And to give you an analogy, Akash is like Airbnb for compute, whereas Amazon is like Hilton for compute. Now, you can go to Hilton and get consistent service, and you can get consistent, breakfast or even bed sheets. But where you go to Amazon, Airbnb, you can get all kinds of variety that you don't normally get on a Hilton. So Akash is like Airbnb for computational services or cloud services.
So interesting. Awesome. Thank you so much for coming. PetProducts.com. Thousands of products. And Al Simon, Wee Pad Inventor Company. Pennexx is a group of uniquely talented entrepreneurs, technologists, and business experts that have come up with the next technology that can help businesses, both large and small, reach customers through social media. So with me is the CEO of Pennexx, and is Vince Risolvato. Great to have you with us, Vince. And just kind of give us an update on what Pennexx is doing right now.
Pennexx Technologies is a technology holding company that has just launched its first product, YourSocialOffers.com.
Okay. And so we said a little bit in the intro that you're helping other companies with social media. And I understand you have something called YSO. Can you explain what that is? How does that work?
Yeah. YourSocialOffers.com is a savings destination site that has coupons, discounts, and other offers that allow consumers to search our site, find deals, and share them with their friends.
Okay. And so, of course, you think of Slick Deals, and of course, there's Groupon and some other sites out there like this. So what differentiates YSO from those others?
Yeah, so those sites that you mentioned, Groupon, Rakuten, and others, basically what they are is kind of a conglomeration of a bunch of coupons and discounts and things to save money. But what it lacks is what we have, which is the sharing aspect. our merchants are able to put really great deals on our website because what happens is they, in some cases, ask the consumer to actually share those deals. So those deals are actually activated by sharing. In addition, the Your Social Offers platform also has feedback on the success of marketing and the coupons and discounts they're sharing, and creates a whole new opportunity for new leads for merchants to access things like charities and so forth. So we're really able to go on, and we have really 15 different ways that people can go on and sign up for the service and then share their deals and their products and services with social media and with the internet.
So how does it work, and what is the benefit to the consumer?
Well, the benefit to the consumer is purely getting the deals, because they can log on and search for brands and things that they would like and normally shop for, see the deals, and then choose the consumer, merchant, or brand that that they would prefer. And that's really what's great for the consumer, because really everyone wants to save money, and it gives a good platform for saving those dollars. Yeah. They can also share those coupons easily with their friends.
And then what about from the merchant's point of view? How do they get involved? How do they benefit?
So what's amazing is, for the first time, a merchant can go on, sign up on a website, and immediately be sharing coupons, offers, and discounts through social media immediately. As I said before, there's 15 different ways to save. And unlike other platforms, we really do track exactly the benefit and the success that each of their campaigns is having. Literally in 5 minutes, they can sign up, click, and immediately share.
Okay. And so, I mean, just what's new with the company? We talked, I don't know, was it 2 months ago or something like that? I'm sure you've done a lot since then. So bring me up to date on what Pennexx is doing.
Yeah, so we've actually launched a whole new website, and we've added a lot of features, more brands, big brand names that you would recognize. Another interesting thing that's happened is we've created a board of advisors that includes people such as the ex-CEO of Kentucky Fried Chicken. So we're very excited about having his big, deep Rolodex and his knowledge of building big brands. And I'm very happy to have him on the team. We've almost completed our audit, and we're looking to be uplisted on OTCQB as an audited company. So that really puts us in a class of a much smaller class of companies that you can have guarantees that we're doing things right.
Okay, and it sounds like you've got some exciting things ahead of you. Why should investors get excited about Pennexx?
Well, I think the most exciting thing about Pennexx is we really are an early stage growth company. When investors go and look at us, they can see that we have revenue, we're growing, and we're really merging two huge growth industries, right? Social media, which we all know is growing, and the offers and discounts and coupons and marketing industries. So bringing these things together really for the first time in a way that makes sense for the merchant to be able to log on and immediately start growing their loyalty systems and their customer base.
Oh, yeah.
And we really do have billion-dollar potential.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Vince. Great to have an update, and we'll look forward to talking to you again soon.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Luxury has a new address.
This is such a cool space.
And Casey McDonald holds the key.
Take that in, baby.
Step inside and experience the lifestyle.
This is your backdrop for everything. Indoor, outdoor entertaining, like that.
Mansion Global, Tuesday on FBN Prime.
Investors, the best hedge is hard assets with lower risk and higher returns, including
up, college is hard. Down, those books are heavy.
My sport is football, but my passion is education.
Right up here.
So every year I take promising high schoolers on a college tour
Lights there, darts there.
to show them that higher education means a brighter future. My name is Nnamdi Asamoah. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
You can be a reader, tutor, or mentor too. Take the pledge at liveunited.org/volunteer.
Do you wear this?
Do you have a coffee smile? Drinking coffee causes yellow teeth for thousands of people just like you, and whitening toothpaste just doesn't make those stains go away. Introducing Power Swabs, the first teeth whitening system that lifts coffee stains off your teeth in less than 5 minutes.
I've smoked, I've drank coffee, I drink red wine, and using Power Swabs, it's made a difference. People ask me, what do you do to whiten your teeth? And I'm really proud to tell them that I use Power Swabs.
The secret is a tooth detergent and whitening agent developed by Dr. Martin Ginniker. Power Swabs remove stains on natural teeth, veneers, bonding, caps, and crowns. The best part is you just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you'll have whiter teeth.
When I use these whitening strips, I noticed when I would drink, I would get this crazy sensitivity. It would go right to my brain and I'm like, I hate this. With Power Swabs, there was zero sensitivity.
Try it now and get up to 40% off the regular price. Shipping is free, plus you'll receive a free Quick Stick pen.
Non-attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms. If you or a loved one were exposed to paraquats and later diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, call right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. Paraquats, a highly toxic commercial herbicide, has been